Hey family, what's going on? I'm here to do something cool. Really old idea for me, but say that in a man's voice. Obviously, we all know, those of us who have been paying any kind of attention to social dynamics and intersectionality, are aware that women can say things and be ignored, and a dude shows up and says the exact same thing, and suddenly, oh, visionary, wow, how insightful, the message gets through. And it's just factual that that's how things work, because as the great Sassy Crass has shown us repeatedly, you know, we men are socially instructed to ignore women. It's a cultural thing. It certainly pervades U.S. society. This is not new information. I cited my source, so I don't know what else I can do for you on that. But even so, there's perhaps some good that can come from, certainly not the phenomenon, but subverting it, repeating the wrongness of it, pointing that out. Hopefully, maybe we can break that. I mean, we can't not, I guess. So, here's how we gonna start. Again, this is not original thought from me. If I knew where it came from, I would tell you, but I'm sure, if you want to find it, you can find it some kind of way. This idea that I want to discuss is, since we're saying things in a man's voice, let's just acknowledge the fact, and this is a black people thing right here, but I'm sure it doesn't just apply to us. My hat has snowflakes on it. It's actually spring, but I'm skinny and cold, so I'm wearing a Scully right now, as well as a sweater, the chunky cable knit sweater happening. Anyway, so we know that we ignore women, but at some point we're gonna have to acknowledge that because of our culture, women are actually, young women, grown women, girls, are all actually, because of social instruction, are in a better position to capitalize on the gains that have been made in civil rights, which are certainly piecemeal and nowhere near what we should actually have, which is complete, full, and unrestricted access to our humanity. Clearly, we don't have that. But when I say that women are in a better position to take advantage of it, I don't mean that women are more privileged than men, because that's obviously false. That's not what I'm talking about. Male privilege is a real thing. Do not come at me with that foolishness about, women have it better than men. That's trash. You're completely wrong. It's false. I might come back and say that again just to reiterate, because it's false. Men are in better social positions than women overall. But as a result of that better positioning and the lower expectations on men generally throughout our society, women are taught better. There's another expression that I don't remember exactly the only place if it's the only place that I've heard it, but I'm citing Sassy Crass again because she can't stop me. Which is that we, it's tragic. The saying is that we raise our daughters and love our sons, and that explains a lot, actually, throughout our society, because over and over again, despite the negative expectations that our society has on women, and black women especially, black women just keep crushing everything. everything that, oh, it can't be done, a black woman shows up and is like, yeah, I'm doing that, and I'm doing it better than you ever imagined it could be done, and get mad about it and stay mad. Because we force women to jump through hoops of fire across the Grand Canyon. Eventually they just do it. So these expectations of failure that we place upon women, somehow over time that has turned into a cultural legacy of black women just finding ways, making a way out of no way, just saving the world, because it's Thursday. So apparently the world needs saving. Here we are. I'm going to just go ahead and do that. And as a result of that cultural legacy, black women are in a better position to capitalize on the gains, not because they have a better position overall, but because they're better equipped. There's an expression that predates any of us, I imagine, that says that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It's attributed, some version of it is attributed to Thomas Edison, I think, but just like everything else, I'm inclined to suspect that a black woman invented that too. That's neither here nor there, though. So anyway, why I'm talking about all of this comes back to something else, which is that there's an idea in pro-liberation segments of the black community that men should be leading. And that idea is inherently trash, not because men can't lead, because that happens. Men lead most things. But the reason that men lead most things is not because men are inherently better leaders, it's because we are more likely to be allowed to lead things, to be permitted to lead things, sometimes in spite of our own incompetence. But not necessarily only in cases of incompetence. I mean, there are lots of competent men. That's not news. But women should not be last ever. Women should not be chosen last for leadership positions. And when women demonstrate their competence, instead of ignoring them as we've been socially instructed to, we could just be like, oh, yeah, she's dope. Let's go ahead and get her because she's obviously the best here at everything. And that comes back to another hypothesis that I have, and I have actually said this on Twitter. At RightMind215, if for some reason you were unaware, RightMind from the 215, that's me. Anyway, this idea that women, I don't want to say that way. I'm going to say it another way. There's nothing about men that makes us better leaders other than being in a better position. And the fact that people are not socially instructed to not listen to us. So, you could, instead of letting the men lead, just let the leaders lead, and they'll show themselves pretty quickly. But the idea that I mentioned, that I've said before on Twitter, is that I suspect that in any given organization, the most competent and able person in that organization is very likely to be the highest ranking black woman. Not necessarily the highest ranking black woman, but that's just a logical conclusion based on the fact that since black people have to do everything twice as well to get half as far, and since we're socially instructed to ignore women, and black women have to do everything twice as well to get half as far before they're even heard. So, having to surmount all of that is going to make you pretty raw at life. Anyway, so black women are dope. Pro-woman, pro-black is a hashtag. If you feel like hearing me say more things about how awesome black women are, y'all stay up. Easy.